type of boundaries so important for our emotional and mental health. Setting boundaries is never easy, but it's fundamental, in particular if you're a highly sensitive person and an empath. The first type of boundary is the physical one. It means who you allowed in your space, what you're allowed in your space. In a more practical way, let's say that, for example, someone is approaching you and is too near. There, you could clearly say, "Hey, can you take a step back? You are too near to me." That is setting your boundaries, respect to your physical. But it means also that when you are saying something like this, do not feel guilty. It's your right. And you do not need to give explanations. Again, it's your right. Then, inside the physical boundaries, you can count also what about your own objects. Let's say, for example, that you are not going to work for a few days in the office. What about your space? What about your desk? What about what is on your desk? Are you going to allow people to sit down and use your stuff or not? Let's say that you do not want, you are allowed to say clearly, "I do not allow anyone to sit down at my desk when I'm not there and to use my stuff when I'm not there." And again, you do not need to give explanation and you do not need to feel guilty. It's just your right. You are just setting what makes you feel good. And therefore, what you need also. And then there is the second type of boundary, the emotional one. Or if the first step is to be conscious of what is going on inside yourself. And then understand and be conscious of what you want to discuss or do not want to discuss that maybe might trigger you, for example, or if you are ready or not ready to listen to someone that wants to share with you something that is particularly emotional charge, and therefore being always aware before what's going on inside you to know where you can set your boundaries, and therefore in practical way when say, "Hey, listen, this topic is not really something that I would like to discuss," or "I'm not ready to discuss this subject right now," or someone that wants to discuss with you, wants to share with you something, and there you could say, "I'd like to support you, but today I already have too much on my side to take care." And again, do not feel guilty and do not feel that you need explanation to give. You have the right. Take care of yourself first, and it's also your duty. Then we have the third type of boundary, the mental one. That it means allow yourself to have thoughts, opinion, limiting beliefs, whatever, and at the same time that the other people or the person in front of you might have a completely different opinion, a completely way of thinking, a completely different way of believe in something. And that's fine, and that's okay. That means also that if there is a discussion, you can clearly just state, "It's okay if we are not on the same page," or "I respect your opinion, but I'm not agree with you." But when at the base you already accept and allow that you might have a completely different way of thinking and opinion from another person, and that is okay, that both of you have your own way, then it will be absolutely easy to just say in a really calm manner that it's okay anyway. But that is going to help you to stop the person to try to convince you, for example, and not get triggered in a discussion that at the end might eat your energies, for example. Then we have the fourth type of boundary, that is the time. Your time is precious. And it's really important that you realize this. So it means with whom you want to spend your time, about what you want to spend your time, how you want that the other respect your time, and therefore, in a practical way, It means that if someone, for example, asks you to help them to do something, you could set the time that you are ready to propose them. Let's say, yes, okay, I'm going to help you, but I have only 30 minutes to dedicate you. Or let's say that you need to meet someone that you know that is always in late. You can just state, okay, if you know that you are in late, please let me know that you are in late and of how much time you are going to be in late. And then there might be also some kind of type of time boundaries that you want to set with yourself. For example, setting, okay, today I want to be sure to not spend too much time in front of Netflix, let's say. Perfect, you're going to set 2 hours for that. But after the 2 hours, you're going to move to do something else. And then there is the fifth boundaries, the communication one. That is about how you allow a person to speak with you, in which manner, but also what you allowed when you speak to someone, and also how you speak to yourself. In short and in practice, it might be that maybe someone is using a kind of aggressive tone with you, and you could just clearly state, hey, I do not like that you use this aggressive tone with me, or that you use those words with me. Just state clearly your limit. You cannot listen to this person if you still keep going to use this tone. Or maybe someone that likes to make comments about people around or about yourself. And you could clearly state, I do not like you make comments about, I don't know, people that are not here. Or I do not like you make comments about the way I'm dressing, and go on. Do not feel guilty. Is your right. And is your duty to set your boundaries. And you do not need to give extra explanation. I hope this helped. If you want to learn more about setting limits, listen to your limits, but also listen to your emotion, understand how to handle them, understand how to handle your overthinking, or how to improve your self-confidence, your self-love, your self-care, how to say no to someone or to something. This and way more, then join my program, V21 Create the Life That You Want. In this program, there are 8 modules where each of those subjects is absolutely work in deep. And then through videos, PDF, exercise, really practical exercise. So how to handle your emotion in a really practical way, where you're going to learn different techniques that are going to help you. And then in parallel, we're going to have every week live group session where we can discuss and talk about the question and the doubt that might have rise, but also work on what are eventual emotional blocks or eventual limiting belief that might rise during the week, during the work that you have done during the week on the digital program. So in that case, in case that might be something that is interesting you, just check the link below in the comment, but also in the description where you can read more. Click on more and you will have the whole description where you can find also the link to enroll in my program. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know if it was useful for you.